Hey, welcome back to my channel and spending a Mother's Heart at Christmas with me. For those that have been here watching my videos each day, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming along on this journey. And as I said in one of my recent videos, this either will be a 20-day or less journey, and so I can focus my eyes forward on my family for the rest of the holidays. And so today, in day 13, 14, it's one of the days. I'm gonna stop counting. Um, uh, Bible study and some of the goals that I'm thinking about doing next year. I have been reading through the Bible, um, and I am about 70% away through. And honestly, for December, I have kind of like cut my TV down to like 5%. And usually during the holidays, I love to binge Christmas movies. But this year, I was like, no, I'm not doing that because I really want to get stuff done and stop having a or setting things up and, putting things where they should be before the new year starts and not looking at this stuff in January, like doing it now. My goal is to finish reading the Bible fully through by the end of the year, which is the 31st of December. In order to help me do that, because I'm only 70%, I am using audio out of the Bible app. And so that's going to help me get to where I need to go, because in 2026, I really want to start studying the things of the Bible. And now I have this Bible binder that I bought, and I bought it last year because I wanted to do it thinking that I was like going to be where I wanted to be with the Bible study. But I started reading, and then I was like, oh my goodness, I never read this chapter before. And then I went on a dive that way, and then I came back. And so next year, I'm hoping to be like, oh my goodness, I've read the entire Bible, um, which is crazy. I feel like I'm past where I should be as far as achieving that goal of reading the whole Bible, because we read other things, right? So, um, one of my resources that I use is Ultimate Bible Guide, and I'll just show you the resources first since they're on top. This is one of the books that I am reading. Lord, I want to know you. I haven't picked this up for at least 4 months, because I want to say yes. I knew that's why. This is like a really to journal in and really to go through and really the scriptures and all of that. And so I stopped doing it because I was like, okay, no, I'm trying to read the Bible. So hence again, me trying to not go left and finish what I wanted to do in the beginning. And there's so many things that I had goal wise, as far as like really wanting to have a income on my part for the home, because as you know, as homeschool moms, our husbands are out there working hard to take care of us and all of our, kids. And as they get older, I really wanted more of an income, because I really, really wanted to travel with my kids, like to far places before they left home. And maybe that's something we don't get to do, but you know, hopefully in spending all the time with them, hopefully in the summers off from college and off from being themselves, that they will come and go somewhere with me every summer for a week. Maybe we still will get to do it when they get older. And so we'll see. I know kids leave and they go, but it can happen even if it didn't happen now. It's like one of those things I feel like I missed starting to homeschool in second, fourth, and fifth grade, which it's always one of those things you think like you wish you could go back and start over, because Lord have mercy, I probably can already say that we would have been more of the artsy, like Charlotte Mason. If they were used to that, I feel like if you're starting homeschooling from not from public school, because coming out of public school and homeschooling, it takes a lot of mental adjustment. And so if I started from the beginning, I definitely would be either a Charlotte Mason type homeschooler, or, believe it or not, Waldorf, which is kind of like the artsy, because I feel like, well, one of my kids, I would have probably went that route, but There's so much that you can learn from the different styles of learning. Montessori I love, and of course I would have did that with my kids too. But Montessori for me is feel like it's an investment when you invest in all that hands-on Montessori stuff. So that's the only reason why that wouldn't be. Yeah. And that was the ADHD moment of I went left. And yeah, back to this episode of my Bible study and resources of the next year. So this is also something that I use. I actually use this now. Complete guide to the Bible. I got blessed with this from Life on a Ranch, um, a prayer journal. And so, ouch, a prayer journal. And so I've been keeping this. This is not consumed because I knew I wanted to have this when I started this guy. And so this is called the Bible Binder. It is by the James Method. It is something that I was introduced to by the head of my co-op. And so you get the nice binder, which when it came, it kind of already had this, and I didn't make a big deal about it. Anyway, so there's the Old Testament, New Testament, and notes, and in each one, there are chapter summaries that you can do. They also just came out with a character study. I don't know, I might upgrade and get some of those if I run into somebody that I really want to do. And so I had already started Genesis, filling this in. And like I said, these are chapter studies. And then they have, let me try to get to it, Old and New Testament. And then I also have studying words. And then they also have one for studying scripture, which looks like this. Things falling out. They falling out. They falling out. That's because this one doesn't have any room. And I was like, I don't need to. And to take it further, instead of being the whole book, these are chapter studies. So I am going to, once I first start, I'm going to take out what I need, take out what I don't need, and then leave in what I'm presently using because I don't want the binder to be so packed like it is right now. But yeah, so there's all of this in there, and then plus this was like a whole bundle that I bought. And so yeah, not only to help me with knowing just the scripture and the chapters and the whole book itself, but breaking down words, breaking down scripture. um this is where I really feel like I'm at in life when it comes to my walk with Jesus. And another reason why I feel like I am focusing, I always do that pause. I am focusing inward and outward in 2026, and I refuse to let distractions and me to get sidetracked in 2026. And honestly, even financially, I have to just, as I have probably said in all my videos, I have to just lean in on the Lord. Looking forward to making better choices this year and moving up out of here, whether it's to stay in Jersey. It's so crazy because it's like certain things are banking on being in New Jersey and certain things are not. And so we're still looking through all of that. But I feel like I'm at a point where, and this is literally the last thing I will say, mentally, physically, spiritually, I'm not where I want to be. And I feel like, even they say, that saying, like, oh, if you don't love yourself, you can't love anybody else. And so I feel like I'm not putting my family on the back burner. Of course, I'm still going to be present for them. I've seen what it looks like to actually not pay attention to the home or my kids and let them blast screens through the summer. I'm paying for that now. Shouldn't have did that. But um, I'm doing it more wisely this year. Being wiser about how I'm choosing to cater to me as a mom. and realizing it's going to take longer than just a couple of days for me to reverse things that I have done for many years, like wearing my hair in a ponytail or not taking care of myself. So here comes my dog making noise. You making noise. You want to come say hi? Yeah, you want to come say hi? Yes. Give mommy a kiss. He never gets me a kiss. You gonna give mommy a kiss? You hear me talking to you? You Mochi. You gonna give mommy a kiss? But you want rubbies though. You want mommy to give you rubbies though. Oh, and now he wants some more. See that? Taken. You gonna give mommy some love? Huh? Anyway, yeah, but that's where I am. And honestly, I wanted to make this decision 2 years ago, and I was like, no, I want to grow this channel, and I want it to be this and that, and this and that. And honestly, I felt like there's so many things where they could tell you to do this to your videos and write this in your description and all of that stuff. But honestly, um, I really have to dig into listening to the Lord and really where my life is going and what direction we're going into. And if it's not here or on socials at all, that's what it looks like. And so I would definitely say do the same for yourself. Really sit and start to reflect like I was doing on these words. And I definitely want to talk about patience and I want to talk about faith. And so really start to reflect for yourself and don't you know, leave yourself out of the equation while it's like, oh, you're planning the next homeschool year and you're doing all of this thing and all of that, blah, 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 blah. Because whatever you want to do for yourself, you can do it even in the midst of homeschooling and working. And sometimes it just takes the sacrifice of sacrificing the other things you want to do. I'm really thinking about doing a video every other week. I know that's not the per se of just really putting out videos that I really want to share and not necessarily just rushing to post something just because. Thank you for coming along at A Mother's Heart to Christmas as I sit here and reflect and talk about all the things going on and scripture through the holidays. I appreciate those that are watching and commenting. I thank you for that so much. And I will see you tomorrow in my next video. Bye.